Now, apparently this one may or may not be horror, but it's like ominous and creepy, maybe? Honestly, I couldn't get a definitive answer for this one, but it may have elements that are good, a little creepy. I'm gonna have to adjust volume though, because this may be a little loud. Also, OBS, why are you not picking this up? Oh, because it's... Oh, okay, I need to switch it over. That one. Volume mixer. Let's cut it by half. Half sounds good. There we go. OBS, you took a little bit to pick this up, but okay. Dear Esther. Let's just start. The lighthouse.
Dear Esther, the morning after I was washed ashore, salt in my ears, sand in my mouth, and the waves always at my ankles, I felt as though everything had conspired to this one last shipwreck. I remembered nothing but water, stones in my belly and my shoes, threatening to drag me under to where only the most listless of creatures swim.
Before I move on, subtitles? Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. It was right there. Enabled? Sure. Let's have large captions. Oh, wait. Hang on. It might actually... Crosshair? Let's have crosshair enabled. I don't know why that would be disabled. I guess so you could have, like... actually, it's not necessarily needed. If they meant for you to not have crosshair, then maybe there's a good reason. It's not on default. Oh, creepy. Oh, this is super creepy. Okay. Oh, what is this? Does that look some kind of formula or something? Also, Calico, did game change? I'm just making sure before I move on that everything's good. Because I did save it in Twitch, but sometimes Twitch may have problems with that. Well, that was a creepy house. What about this place? More blue paint. Yeah, I can see and hear it. Okay, good. I mostly meant the title on stream. It does say that it's a different game now. Okay. But anyways, yeah, thank you. Well, that was a creepy place, but it didn't seem like it was necessary to go in there. But also, why would it default to not having subtitles? I'm honestly not sure why they would do that. Rocks on the beach. Not really a lot going on, just walking through this beach. feels like the FOV is odd. I don't want to say it's bad, but it, I don't know, feels weird for some reason. Can't tell what it is. Living your beach life, yeah?
When you were born, your mother told me, a hush fell over the delivery room. A great red birthmark covered the left side of your face. No one knew what to say, so you cried to fill the vacuum. I always admired you for that you cried to fill whatever vacuum you found. I began to manufacture vacuums just to enable you to deploy your talent. The birthmark faded by the time you were 6 and had gone completely by the time we met, but your fascination with the empty and its cure remained.
Sorry, I just need to make sure OBS is on top so I can see any potential problems happening to the stream. But it seems like everything's good. And I guess I can see why it didn't want to, the game didn't want to have the captions be large, because it takes up like half the screen. Maybe more like a third, but still. When you want to look at everything, that could be a problem.
I have found the ship's manifest, crumpled and waterlogged under a stash of paint
That's much
cans.
better.
It tells me that along with this present cargo, there was a large quantity of antacid yogurt bound for the European market. It must have washed out to sea. God knows there are no longer gulls or goats here to eat it.
Can I jump? There's no jump. Climb on the rocks? No climbing on the rocks. Except maybe over here? Maybe it does want me to go this way. It's a little weird, though. Can I climb up this wall? No? Why would there be dialogue here if there's nothing to do this way? Weird. Maybe I can go out to sea. Go around the rocks, maybe? Oh, nope. Don't go too far into the water.
Come back.
Oh. Oh. I'm in a completely different place now. What is this? Okay, well, I guess I'm going through here now. What is this place? Like, doesn't seem like there's much civilization here. No town, no people, no buildings, just a beach. Which, I mean, this place doesn't really seem like the best place to have a lot of buildings in the first place, so, okay. There is a lighthouse over there, though. Let's go towards lighthouse. I still think the FOV for this is really weird. Like, you can see it when I'm moving the camera, but maybe that's just because I've been playing a lot of Minecraft and that's just messing me up just a little bit. I don't know. Anyways, we're almost at the lighthouse. Wait a minute, isn't this where we started? Yeah, this is totally where we started. What? Did I get turned around? I guess so. Welp. Is there anything new in these buildings? Probably not, but it doesn't hurt to check that much. Yeah, this is totally where we started. Well, going back that way then. Oops. Oh, wait a minute. I can go up here. This is a different path. Maybe it's good that I came back so that I can go a new way. Maybe the plays go towards that blinking light up there. Maybe they'll know what's going on. Be careful not to fall. I will say this place is ominous.
Donnelly reported the legend of the hermit, a holy man who sought solitude in its most pure form. Allegedly, he rode here from the mainland in a boat without a bottom, so all the creatures of the sea could rise at night to converse with him. How disappointed he must have been with their chatter. Perhaps now, when all that haunts the ocean is the rubbish dumped from the tankers, he'd find more peace. They say he threw his arms wide in a valley on the south side, and the cliff opened up to provide him shelter. They say he died of fever 116 years later. The shepherds left gifts for him at the mouth of the cave, but Donnelly records they never claimed to have seen him. I have visited the cave and I have left my gifts, but like them, I appear to be an unworthy subject of his solitude.
Kind of fell, so I need to climb back up. Whoops. Didn't think I'd be able to fall there, but hey. Yeah, I'm just walking along. This place is pretty ominous, though, because I don't know, the wind, the waves, the dark atmosphere, like in terms of lighting, spooky. Can I go up there? There's a railing up there, or some kind of fence. I'm not seeing a way up. Okay, I guess I keep moving forward. But there wasn't a way forward. Like, there's a certain point where there was just a cliff. Like, I can go across here just fine. But then... Wait a minute, there's a cave. Maybe they expect me to go in the cave? Do you have a flashlight? Oh. Or there's just a hole on the other side. Okay. What? There's... Why can I not step over this rock? I can zoom in. Nothing else I can do. Great. Does this exist just to be like, hey, there's a cave over there, maybe go towards it? Yeah, there's nothing else I can do over here. So, I'm kind of lost. Because I was already over here before. But then I went into the ocean and, oh no, you start somewhere else. Oh, whatever. Just keep moving forward. Now, the thing is, we found some kind of pattern in the sand. Maybe that's, like, a clue to where we're supposed to go? I don't know. Doesn't really say on this where we are. If this is a map. Oh, no, I'm just gonna go this way. Yeah, we were over here before. I am kind of lost. Kind of lost in what to do. Yeah, this is just a dead end. Complete and total dead end. Oh, that sucks. Keyboard and mouse. And keys. WASD and zoom in. Cool. Those are the only options. So it's not something where I'm stupid and dumb and am supposed to do something, but I am just not. Well, into the water I go again.
Come back.
Come back. Hang on. Well, audio was delayed that whole time. Great. That's fun. My mic was delayed and I forgot about it until right this moment. Well, have fun editing. So now I mean, I could go back to the light. Wait a minute. What's this? I did not see these stairs before. I guess I could go up them. Hopefully this will lead me somewhere new. I mean, I wasn't up or down any stairs before, so this has to be somewhere new. I just didn't see these before. Oh, this is the other side of the cliff we were at before. Okay. Are we headed towards that light? Probably.
The mount is clearly the focal point of this landscape. It almost appears so well placed as to be artificial. I find myself easily slipping into the delusional state of ascribing purpose, deliberate motive to everything here. Was this island formed during the moment of impact? When we were torn loose from our moorings, and the seatbelts cut motorway lanes into our chests and shoulders, did it first break surface then?
I don't know what any of that means. Like a metaphorical thing, or I don't know. Anyway, it's
When
hydration
someone
check.
had died or was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boats, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this: to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh. They were God-fearing people, those shepherds. There was no love in the relationship. Donnelly tells me that they had one Bible that was passed around in strict rotation. It was stolen by a visiting monk in 1776, 2 years before the island was abandoned altogether. In the interim, I wonder, did they assign chapter and verse to the stones and grasses, marking the geography with a superimposed significance that they could actually walk the Bible and inhabit its contradictions?
Maybe? I don't know. But sharing one Bible, that's... I guess we're headed towards that cave.
Dear Esther, I met Paul. I made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life. This hermit, this seer, this distant historian of bones and old bread, where did he vanish to?
What is that?
Asked the farmers. Why? Asked Jacobson. Why bother with your visions at all, if you're just to throw your arms up at the cliff and let it close in behind you and seal you into the belly of the island, a museum shut to all but the most devoted?
Cool cave paintings. They glow. Okay, this has to be some kind of like formula or something, right? Probably. This thing, I have no clue. Cthulhu? Then the Tree of Life, maybe? Can I go further up, or is this a dead end? I'm thinking this is a dead end. Although it can be kind of hard to tell when everything's so dark in this cave. Because it's a dark cave. That's a solid wall, that's a solid wall. Okay. Oh, don't go in the water. Water is bad. So then, where do we go then? Because this is clearly a dead end. Yeah, I don't know why they wanted me to come over here unless something changed in the earlier part now that I've been here. Maybe go into the water? Uh, it's getting deeper and deeper. Well, we have this way because we came from that way over there. Don't know how long this way will go, though. Again, we're heading towards the red light. Still not quite sure what it is, but it's probably like cell tower, maybe? Pretty
The
gloomy
vegetation
here.
has fossilized from the roots up. To think they once grazed animals here, the remnants of occupation being evidence to that. It is all sick to death. The water is too polluted for the fish, the sky is too thin for the birds, and the soil is cut with the bones of hermits and shepherds. I've heard it said that human ashes make great fertilizer, that we could sow a forest from all that is left of your hips and ribcage, with enough left over to thicken the air and repopulate the bay.
In other words, bone meal from Minecraft. You use it to make it all the plants grow and stuff. Yeah. I assume this is where we go? Yeah. Yeah, this has to be where we go, right? I mean, there was another path down to the beach that way, I think, but I don't know, this feels more right, since this is, I don't know, an actual path. Getting darker and darker. Not exactly a fan of it. Oh, loading. Oh, new area.
Dear Esther, I have now driven the stretch of the M5 between Exeter and Bristol over 21 times. But although I have all the reports and all the witnesses, and have cross-referenced them within a millimetre using my ordnance survey maps, I simply cannot find the location. You'd think there would be marks to serve as some evidence. It's somewhere between the turn-off for Sanford and the welcome break services, but although I can always see it in my rear-view mirror, I have as yet been unable to pull ashore.
So, are we playing as Esther, or are we playing as the person writing these letters to them? Honestly, I could see either, but I don't know for sure. We'll probably learn later, but that's just something I've been wondering about for a bit. That blinking light over there is probably a buoy. And I'm not sure how much I like that the path split off in the middle over there. Although maybe that path eventually leads up here as well. In which case, that's just
All night the boy has kept
an illusion of choice.
I sat when I was at the very edge of despair, when I thought I would never unlock the secret of the island. I sat at the edge and I watched the idiot boy blink through the night. He's mute and he's retarded and he has no thought in his metal head but to blink each wave and each minute aside until the morning comes and renders him blind as well as deaf-mute. In many ways, we have much in common.
Just FYI, dude, that R word not allowed in my channel. Just saying. Just saying. It has no place here. What's that ship? I want to explore that ship. Let me see what's on that ship, please. I want to explore the ship. We can't jump, which makes me sad. We could have gone to so many places if we could have jumped. But no, the game says no jumping for you. This is a walking simulator, not a jumping simulator. If you want a jumping simulator, go play Mario. Oh well. Man, there could have been some really cool stuff on that boat. There's another one over here that's wrecked. What is going on? It's like this island is like, I don't know, in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle.
There must be a hole in the bottom of the boat. How else could new hermits have arrived?
Another dead end? Okay, but what is the significance of this rock and this painting? Okay. There's no action button, so I couldn't have interacted with it at all.
I had kidney stones, and you visited me in the hospital. After the operation, when I was still half submerged in anesthetic, your outline and your speech both blurred. Now my stones have grown into an island and made their escape, and you have been rendered opaque by the car of a drunk.
I'm assuming I go up here now? Because I was down there before? I think? If it throws me into a loading zone, then I'll know I've gone the wrong way. Although it hasn't yet, so... Guess I'm just following this path.
I've begun to climb, away from the sea and towards the center. It is a straight line to the summit, where the evening begins to coil around the aerial and squeeze the signals into early silence. The bothy squats against the mount to avoid the gaze of the aerial. I too will creep under the island like an animal and approach it from the northern shore.
Aha. All right, so far, this narrator person is seeming, oh, what's the word?
The bothy was constructed originally in the early 1700s. By then, shepherding had formalized into a career. The first habitual shepherd was a man called Jakobsen, from a lineage of migratory Scandinavians. He was not considered a man of breeding by the mainlanders. He came here every summer whilst building the bothy, hoping eventually that becoming a man of property would secure him a wife and a lineage. Donnelly records that it did not work. He caught some disease from his malcontented goats and died 2 years after completing it. There was no one to carve white lines into the cliff for him either.
Pretentious. The word I was looking for is pretentious. Although maybe that's just because I don't know anything about him and...
A trestle table we spread wallpaper on in our first home. A folding chair, I laughed at you for bringing camping in the lakes. I was uncomfortable later and you laughed then. This diary, the bed with the broken springs. Once asleep you have to remember not to dream. A change of clothes, Donnelly's book stolen from Edinburgh Library on the way here. I will burn them all on the last morning and make an aerial of my own.
The reason why I say pretentious is because he keeps talking in metaphors and stuff, and I don't know. That's just the kind of vibe that I get from him. Seems like I go this way. And also, he just keeps talking and talking and talking. And, like, I guess without all the narration, this would just be me walking without any kind of interaction, but I don't know. What's that cave over there? Kind of want to go over there now. Although maybe that's where I'm headed. Man, this is a very...
What to make of Donnelly? The laudanum and the syphilis? It is clearly not how he began, but I've been unable to discover if the former was a result of his visiting the island or the force that drove him here. For the syphilis, a drunk driver smashing his insides into a pulp as he stumbled these paths, I can only offer my empathy. We're all victims of our age. My disease is the internal combustion engine and the cheap fermentation of yeast.
I have no idea what I was saying before he interrupted me. I think I was saying, like, that was a very narrow path, and it was making me uncomfortable.
They found Jakobsen in early spring. The thaw had only just come. Even though he'd been dead nearly 7 months, his body had been frozen right down to the nerves and had not even begun to decompose. He'd struggled halfway down the cliff path, perhaps looking for some lost goat, or perhaps in a delirium, and expired, curled into a claw right under the winter moon. Even the animals shunned his corpse. The mainlanders thought to bring it home unlucky. Donnelly claims they dragged it to the caves to thaw out and rot, but he is proving an unreliable witness.
Poor guy. I don't know. I don't know what to say to that. Because that's like, I don't know the person.
To the caves, I slipped and fell and have injured my leg. I think the
Yikes.
femur is broken. It is clearly infected. The skin has turned a bright, tight pink, and the pain is crashing in on waves, winter tides against my shoreline, drowning out the ache of my stones. I struggled back to the bothy to rest, but it has become clear that there is only one way this is likely to end. The medical supplies I looted from the trawler have suddenly found their purpose. They will keep me lucid for my final ascent.
I did not like that music that was playing. Kind of creepy and ominous. Oh. Oh, caves. Oh, more caves.
Donnelly's addiction is my one true constant. Even though I wake in false dawns and find the landscape changing, flowing inconstantly through my tears, I know his reaching is always upon me.
Oh. You have awakened. Okay, that... For a second I was wondering, oh, are those skulls? No, it's just the blue paint we've been finding. Although it may not necessarily be quote unquote paint, but it's being used like it is. And now it's green. It looks like there are mushrooms here too. What? Does it feel like I'm floating? It really feels like I'm floating now.
It was as if someone had taken the car and shaken it like a cocktail. The glove compartment had been opened and emptied with the ashtrays and the boot. It made for a crumpled museum, a shattered exhibition.
Ooh. Yeah, this place is a little creepy as well. So wait, did we come in through that hole in the wall? Seems like it. Oh, but there's another way to go this way. Okay. I understand. Ooh. Another ominous hole in the floor. No other way to go. Man, this is a really ominous cave. Like, I don't know what kind of stuff is here. I'm not seeing any kind of life at all, but it's very blue and green in this place. Like, I would have expected to see maybe frogs, maybe fish in the water at least, but no, nothing. Maybe even some kind of bugs? Not even bugs, though. Like, what? Now we're going around the hole that we just fell in. Okay. Careful not to slip and fall, dude. Whoever you are. Potentially Esther, since that's who the letters are to. More dark caves. Looks like it's being seen on the stream well enough though. So that's good at least. Just have to squeeze in through here. I do not like how short the ceiling is in this area. Little claustrophobic inducing. But at least there's an opening.
I sat at peace with Jakobsen and watched the moon over the Sandford Junction. Goats grazed on the hard shoulder, a world gone to weed and redemption. He showed me his fever scars, and I mine. Between each shoulder, the nascency of flight.
There's a lot of ways to go in this huge room. Like, a lot of ways. Like, there's that path over that way. There's that way, although I think that just loops around so you eventually come here. Man. this ends up not being the right way to go, I'm gonna be a little disappointed. Just a little, though. Because I can just jump down if this is the wrong way. May break my foot, but yeah, hey. But it looks like it is the right way. Oh. Pointy rocks on the walls. I'm assuming this is... Yeah, that we can't go that way. You crazy? That's no way to go.
This cannot be the shaft they threw the goats into. It cannot be the landfill where the parts of your life that would not burn ended up. It cannot be the chimney that delivered you to the skies. It cannot be the place where you rained back down again to fertilize the soil and make small flowers in the rocks.
What's that say? Behold Damascus of Taken? Is that what that says? I don't know. Oh, there's a lot of this formula stuff on the wall. Okay. Spooky. Super spooky. Away from being a city. And it shall be... I cannot read out those last two words. Fungus. I don't know. Ooh. Cool green stalactites. I like them. Now we have blue stalactites. Except they may not be actual rocks. Oh, well, I guess I can swim here. Man, this is reminding me of the yeah, it's like that cave game. Scanner Somber that I played in, is that April or May? Oh, okay. Earlier this year. Oh, I can move. Is that an operating table? Yeah, good game, yeah. It was a pretty good game. Although I will admit that, well, actually, nah. Yeah, I think I actually like that a little more than this because there was more, options for actions and stuff. Whereas this, you're just walking around. Is this the end of the cave? Ooh, this is a cool spring. Oh, you slowed down my movement. Why did you slow down my movement? Build atmosphere? I don't know. Take a step down. And now we have exited the cave, I guess. Or not? Oh, no, we have. Nice. Oh, but now it's nighttime. The moon. That is such a full moon. It's also massive, like, holy moly. I rarely ever see the moon that big in, well, in real life.
Over the Sanford Junction, headlights in your retinas. Donnelly drove a grey hatchback without a bottom. All the creatures of the tarmac rose to sing to him. All manner of symbols crudely scrawled across the cliff face of my unrest. My life reduced to an electrical diagram. All my gulls have taken flight. They will no longer roost on these outcrops. The lure of the moon over the Sanford Junction is too strong.
I'm gonna be real, I almost forgot that the narrator guy was in the game because we were in that cave just going around looking at stuff. I guess we're following the candles now. Oh, is this a memorial?
I returned
Oh.
home with a pocket full of stolen ash. Half of it fell out of my coat and vanished into the car's upholstery. But the rest I carefully stowed away in a box I kept in a drawer by the side of my bed. It was never intended as a meaningful act, but over the years it became a kind of talisman. I'd sit still, quite still for hours, just holding the diminishing powder in my palm and noting its smoothness. In time, we will all be worn down into granules, washed into the sea and dispersed.
I'm assuming this is another memorial. Man, that's a bit depressing. What's over here? Some kind of, I don't know, is this where a dock used to be? Kinda hard to tell. More cave! Are we going back into the caves? Or is this just a tiny one with another formula? Man, there are a lot of those formulas. Like, a lot of the time it's just the same one repeated. There's also a lot of memorials. This island is just an island of death, isn't it? Like, people come here all the time and, oh no, they died. Let's put up a bunch of candles and apparently keep coming to the island because reasons. Even though people are dying all the time on this island, I guess. Yes, walking simulator, story-driven games, they can be fun. As
There were
long as
chemical
they...
diagrams on
oh.
the posters on the walls on the waiting room. It seemed appropriate at the time. Still life abstractions of the processes which had already begun to break down your nerves and your muscles in the next room. I crammed diazepam as I once crammed for chemistry examinations. I am revising my options for a long and happy life.
Hey, Hanson. And yes, this is a very depressing island. Because all of the time we've been here, it's been dark and cloudy and hasn't been any sign of life, aside from, like, I mean, humans that were here. Like, there were buildings back there and stuff, but I haven't seen a single animal here. And there are all these memorials for people, which means people
From here,
died.
I can see my armada. I collected all the letters I'd ever meant to send to you, if I'd have ever made it to the mainland, but had instead collected at the bottom of my rucksack, and I spread them out along the lost beach. Then I took each and every one, and I folded them into boats. I folded you into the creases, and then, as the sun was setting, I set the fleet to sail. Shattered into 21 pieces, I consigned you to the Atlantic, and I sat here until I'd watched all of you sink.
Oh. Okay. So that's what these are. They're the letters for Esther. So I guess that may confirm that we're playing as Esther. No more sheep and gulls. Yeah, true. Yeah. Linked up the anti-hosts. I mean, I don't, I didn't. I mean, like, I haven't gotten any follower spam. Oh, yeah, the email verification. Yes, I did get that set up because that's something that I've been worried about because Twitch hasn't been doing anything about it except for that. But yeah, that was probably one of the best things that you can do right now, aside from getting that third-party bot that bans the hater raid bots. Really sad situation. Those eggs or are those rocks? More paper boats. Where do I go? Can't possibly be into the water, right? Maybe it is. Not seeing any other way to go. Unless, of course, there's another staircase that I missed, like I did earlier. Well.
Come back.
Come back. Oh, there is a way to go. It's up. Maybe? I don't think that's where I came from. Yeah, I came from that path over there. But now I need to go up these stairs. Okay. There's that cell tower again. I think that's a cell tower anyways. I still don't like how there's like no life
A
here
sound of
at
torn
all.
metal, teeth running over the edge of the rocks, a moon that casts a signal as I lay pinned beside you, the ticking of the cooling engine, and the calling from a great height, all my mind as a bypass.
This man, he speaks in riddles. That's what he's been doing the entire game. Another candle. No picture, though, so it might just be lighting the path. Could be a memorial, but without a picture, you can't really tell. Is that a person up there? Almost looks like it, but it's hard to tell. And more chanting.
I've begun my voyage in a paper boat without a bottom. I will fly to the moon in it. I've been folded along a crease in time. a weakness in the sheet of life. Now you've settled on the opposite side of the paper to me. I can see your traces in the ink that soaks through the fiber, the pulped vegetation. When we become waterlogged and the cage disintegrates, we will intermingle. When this paper aeroplane leaves the cliff edge and carves parallel vapor trails in the dark, we will come together.
Which way do I go? I'm gonna go left. And was come near... What?
If only Donnelly had experienced this, he would have realized he was his own shoreline, as am I. Just as I am becoming this island, so he became his syphilis, retreating into the burning synapses, the stones, the infection.
And neither did he eat nor drink. And he was there... Wait, no. He was 3 days without sight. Now we're getting into really ominous lighting. This purplish blue. Spooky. And the wind, it howls all throughout the night.
Returning to my car afterwards, hands still shaking, and a head split open by the impact. Goodbye to tearful aunts and traumatized uncles. Goodbye to the phenomenal. Goodbye to the tangible. Goodbye Wolverhampton. Goodbye Sanford. Goodbye Cromer. Goodbye Damascus. This cliff path is slippery in the dew. It is hard to climb with such an infection. I must carve out the bad flesh and sling it from the aerial. I must become infused with the very air.
Yeah, I think he's dead. His head split open. Not a lot you can do without any help. Man, we really are headed towards the cell tower, huh? It's been within sight the entire game, except for inside the cave, but we were inside a cave, so... Yeah.
Panic, deaf with the roar of the cage traffic, heart stopped on the road to Damascus. Paul sat at the roadside, hunched up like a gull, like a bloody gull. As useless and as doomed as a syphilitic cartographer, a dying goat herd, an infected leg, a kidney stone, blocking the traffic bound for Sanford and Exeter. He was not drunk, Esther. He was not drunk at all. All his roads and his tunnels and his paths led inevitably to this moment of impact. This is not a recorded natural condition. He should not be sat there with his chemicals and his circuit diagrams. He should not be sat there at all.
Came into... I came into... What? Damascus. This game is really pretty, though. Like, look at that wind that's blowing all the dust everywhere. Like, holy.
I have run out of places to climb. I will abandon this body and take to the air.
Oh.
Dear Esther, I have burnt my belongings, my books, this death certificate. Mine will be written all across this island. Who was Jakobsen? Who remembers him? Donnelly has written of him, but who was Donnelly? Who remembers him? I have painted, carved, hewn, scored into this space all that I could draw from him. There will be another to these shores to remember me. I will rise from the ocean like an island without bottom, come together like a stone, become an aerial, a beacon, that they will not forget you. We have always been drawn here. One day the gulls will return and nest in our bones and our history. I will look to my left and see Esther Donnelly flying beside me. I will look to my right and see Paul Jakobsen flying beside me. They will leave white lines carved into the air to reach the mainland, where help will be sent.
Oh, well, they jumped. Please don't show anything. Oh, what? Oh. They're flying. Okay. Well. Okay. So, I don't really get the point of the... what happened? Because this narrator kept speaking in riddles and stuff. And metaphors and... Oh! He became as a seagull. I see. Or they became as seagull, because I still don't know who this we were playing as.
Come back.
Oh. We're still on the black screen. There we go. And that was the game. Okay, yeah, that was about an hour. So yeah, that was interesting. I don't know, I've I don't know, the way the narrator kept speaking in metaphors and riddles, it felt a little pretentious. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. It's not like it was a bad experience, though. It was just like I didn't fully get what was going on, but it was pretty to look at least. I liked the cave area with all the blues and the greens on the wall and the water. And I don't know, the rest of the island felt dead, which I guess was on purpose because it was supposed to feel like a dead, abandoned island that no life was able to live on. But again, I don't get the point. But it looked pretty, I guess. I don't know. I just feel like I've played better walking simulator games, especially like again comparing it to Scanner Somber. I liked that one a lot more because there was actually stuff to do. And it actually felt like there was a point. And yeah, out of these 4 areas, I feel like the caves were the strongest. Although the beacon was a good place. I liked being under the moonlight. And yeah, that's 2 games we beat today, which that's good. Let's quit. Jump. Well, now what? Now what? That's the question, because we're not even at 2 hours and we beat both games that I had planned. And I don't really think this is enough time to start a 3rd game, because the next game I have planned is not until Wednesday. I just need to resize iTunes because the game resized the window. There we go. I think that's right size. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. Should we end it early, or because I don't have anything that else that's short enough to, well, I guess that's not entirely true. I mean, I could try the nightmare mode of Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon, anyways, because that's a thing that we could do, because I never did that. And honestly, I'm still debating on if I should do the other endings on stream. Let's play some music. Oh, that was a good game. Hat in Time's great. Yeah, honestly, I'm just at a loss of what to do, because this isn't even 2 hours, and we finished all the games that I had planned, and I don't know if we should start a 3rd today, because it will only get, like, I don't know, an hour in before I feel like we should end. I am looking at another game. Should we start that today? I don't know. I don't know, maybe I'll call it early. It's less than 2 hours, but we did finish 2 games. Trying to rack my brain, see if there's anything that I can beat in an hour, but I'm coming up with blanks. I know, I'm gonna look at my list, because I do have a list of games that I want to stream. Yeah, that was already beaten. I don't have anything in the Halloween set list that's only like an hour-ish. Screw it, let's jump into Animal Crossing for a bit. Okay, give me a minute.